Okay, great. So go ahead and get yourself into a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. I like to sit up on this nice little pad here. It's okay, buddy. Just make sure your knees are trying to get a little bit lower than your hip points. You can relax your eyes, look down with your gaze or close them. And just start to look inward. Start to pay attention to the sound of your breath, the pacing of your breath. No need to judge, just pay attention. Excuse me. Okay. If you can, find that point on the top of your head and pull up like a string pulling through the crown. Lengthen that spine, get some space in your back. Make sure you release your knees down. Sometimes pulling the back up can make those knees pop up into the air. And just let all those thoughts of today melt away. You can put them in a bubble and let that bubble fly away. You can imagine they're just cars on a train passing you by. You can introduce any mantra you'd like right now. Anything that may help you to stay focused during class, or even a positive affirmation. With all the overwhelmingness of the pandemic, I've been focusing lately on I am enough. Begin to deepen your inhale and your exhales. See if you can count to 4 on your inhales and count to 4 on your exhale. And then maybe you extend your inhales by 1 more count. And maybe extend your exhales by 1 more. And then maybe you can inhale counting to 6. And exhale counting to 6. Keep your inhales on that 6 number. But see if you can elongate your exhales to be a little longer than your inhales. When you've had enough nice calming breaths, we'll go ahead and go to our backs and we'll start with a little core work. Ooh. All right. You're okay. Laying down on your back, see if you can elongate that spine again up into the air while the dog licks my face. And then if you can find a gap in your low back between the mat and your body, see if you can elongate that tailbone down so your back is flat against the mat. See if you can inhale into the back of your lungs and really press the back against the mat. Your hands can be on your chest, on your belly, on the ground. You may want to put them face down on the mat just for maybe some stability or grip. Feet can be flat on the floor, and we'll just start by rocking the knee, windshield wiping the knees back and forth. Oh, come on, Duke. Yes, okay, Maggie's busy. And once you feel a nice loosening up in that low back area, we'll bring both knees into your chest and give yourself a nice tight hug there. You can roll the back against the mat, really loosen it up. And then when you're ready, we'll pull the belly button into the back of the spine and elongate those legs into the air. Your knees can be bent as much or as little as you'd like. If you'd like a nice easy transition, you can always lower your knees a little bit, straighten out the knees there, and then pull those feet back up into a 90-degree angle. Flex your feet so it looks like you're stepping on the ceiling. Pull that belly button towards the spine and slowly lower your legs down to about a 45-degree angle. Holding that back to the mat, holding that belly button towards the spine. See if you can lower the ankles down so they're about an inch off the mat. And on your next inhale, pull the legs back to that 90-degree. Again, knees can be bent as little or as much as you'd like, and your feet are flexed. Trying that again, pulling the belly button towards the spine, pushing the back against the mat, lower your feet down to about a 45-degree angle. And then inhale them back up into the air. Lower them down, 45-degree angle. Inhale back up to a 90-degree angle. One more time like that, lowering down to a 45-degree angle and lift back to a 90-degree angle. We'll do one more time, exhaling the heels all the way down so they're almost touching the mat, and then inhaling them back up into the air. You can help your legs come up if you need to. Then we'll hug those knees into the chest again. Give yourself a little rock back and forth, a little rest. And then elongate that left leg into the air at the 90-degree angle. You can hug the right leg into the chest. Flex your foot so it feels like you're stepping on the ceiling. And then pulling that belly button towards the spine, holding that leg in tight, lower your left leg down so the heel is about an inch from the mat. Exhaling all the way down. And then inhaling it back into the air. Exhaling down all the way almost to the mat. Inhaling back up. Do 3 more like that on your own breath. Exhaling for the ride down. Inhaling to lift the leg back up. Remember to hold that belly button towards the spine and press into the back of the mat with your back. And then when you've completed 5 total, you can hug that left leg in, extend that right leg into the air. Foot is flexed, so you're stepping on the ceiling. Check in with your neck. Make sure you're not crunching it down or crunching it up. And then exhale, lower that leg down so it's almost touching the mat. Inhaling back up to a 90-degree angle. Exhaling back down to the mat. Inhaling back up. We'll do 3 more like that. Inhale up. Exhaling down. It's okay, it's straight. Inhaling up. Last one, exhaling down. Inhaling back up. Hug both knees into the chest. This time, extend the left leg again. You can point the toe this time. Do a 45-degree angle this time, hugging that right leg into the chest. And we'll just do a couple of switches. Starting hugging the right leg in, we'll extend the right leg and hold the left leg in. Toes can be pointed here instead of flexed feet. Just link your breath to your movement, hugging the left leg, then the right leg in. Added difficulty level here. If you would like to place your hands behind your head, you can cradle your hands on top of each other. And if you'd like to add in the elbow to the knee action, you certainly can. And just scissor back and forth. Inhaling one side, exhaling to the other side. Inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other side. Just nice, gentle movements. Pulling that belly button into the spine. And then when you're ready, you can drop your head back down, bring your knees back into your chest, give yourself a little hug, a little rock side to side. We'll extend those legs up into the air again. And then we'll just go ahead and drop them back down and lift your body up at the same time and come into a seated position. Oh, that didn't last long. You almost got in the dog bed. Finding a comfortable seat. If you'd like to switch the crossing of your legs, you may. Find that string pulling up on the crown of your head to elongate your spine nice and long. Inhale your arms up into the air. Then we'll exhale, stretching to the one side. Reaching the opposite arm over top. See if you can press both sit bones back into the mat. See if you can really focus on the intercostal rib muscles, reaching and stretching here. Inhale and shine your chest towards the ceiling. Exhale and rotate the whole body down and just do a nice gentle swing to the other side. You can lift the arm up above you, shining to the chest again, and then we'll come back to the other side, moving arms and body at the same time, linking breath to movement, just opening up the spine, waking up the shoulders. You can exaggerate the movements any way you want. If you have a particularly stuck or sore spot, you can kind of linger there. When you've gone enough one way, go ahead and reverse the direction. Just move the body. Wake up the spine, squish out the gas bubbles. Wake it up for twisting. Hi. Freak out the dogs. And when you're ready, you can come back to the center for stillness. Exhale here, and we'll inhale, lift the arms in the air. Exhale, stretching to the other side, placing that hand on the mat, reaching the arm opposite. Check in with those sit bones, see if you can press them both into the mat here, really focusing on the intercostal muscles stretching. Hi, Dookie, I can't help you right now, I love you. Reaching here. I know, it's okay. Shining the chest forward here. And then exhaling, slumping forward so you're folded forward as low as you can go, as low as is comfortable for you. Make sure you're not retching in your neck and just relax forward, slumping down, comfortable. Hi, can I help you? Are you okay? Just want to kiss me? Yeah. Okay. And then on your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale here. We'll inhale our arms into the air. Oh, no, we won't. This is what we'll do. Extend your legs out in front of you. Take the left knee, bend it up. Place the left foot on the outside of the right leg. You can hug your knee into your chest here, or you can lift your left arm in the air, hook that elbow around the knee, and then reach the right arm behind you to twist to the back of the room. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper to the back of the room. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twisting. Inhaling for a long spine. Exhale, twist. One more. Inhaling here. Exhale, twist back as far as you can. And then we'll inhale a little counter twist to the opposite side. Release your knee back. Extend your leg out. We'll bend the opposite leg. Put the right foot on the outside of the left foot. Option to hug your knee in here. Or you can take that right elbow, hook it outside, inside the knee, and then twist to the back of the room. Inhaling nice and long and tall. Exhaling, twisting. Inhaling, long spine. Ooh. Exhale, twist. Bonus points if it pushes your gas bubbles up. Inhale, long spine. One last exhale, twist. See if you can twist further than you've ever twisted before. And then just do a nice little counter twist to the other side. Release your legs out front. Give your knees a little shake. Yourself a little rub. And then see if you can maybe remove the meat from your sit bones. Lift that spine nice and long. This time we'll inhale the arms up. And exhale, folding forward as far as you can. You can grab onto the shins, the ankles, the toes, whatever you can reach. Your knees can be bent or straight. And just breathe here. Maybe each exhale, you fold a little bit deeper. You can round in your back and collapse fully down. See if you can feel a stretch in your low back, maybe the back of your thighs, maybe someplace I don't. And when you're ready, you can inhale back up. And we'll come into a tabletop pose on your mat. Wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips. See if you can press into the mat with your fingertips, the tops of your shins, your knees, and the tops of your feet. Elongate that spine, tuck your tailbone down. And just feel this nice neutral position. Then we'll inhale, shining the chest forward, dropping the udders down. See if you can grip the mat with the tops of your feet. Exhaling, pushing the belly button towards the spine, letting go of the neck into cat pose. Inhale for cow, dropping that udder down, shining the chest forward. Exhale to cat, pulling that belly button towards the spine, releasing the neck down. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhaling for cow, see if you can introduce any motions, any spine rounding you would like. You can make S curves, you can make C curves, you can round in the back, you can push yourself down to child's pose. You can come up to a baby chaturanga, whatever you prefer. Just open up that spine, waking it up. And then we'll lift the left arm into the air for a nice gentle twist. Pull that belly button towards the spine. See if you can reach in both directions with your arms. And then exhale, thread that needle through, press the outside of the shoulder onto the mat. Check in with the tops of your feet. See if you can still grip the mat with the tops of the feet. Walk this hand out if you'd like. And when you're ready, place your hand back on the mat. Reach up for that nice gentle twist again. Pulling that belly button towards the spine, checking in with the tops of the feet. Exhale your arm back down. Lifting the opposite arm in the air for a nice twist. Reaching in either direction. Exhaling, threading that needle under. Placing the outside of the shoulder onto the mat. You can walk that opposite hand forward. Check in with the tops of the feet. See if you can still grip the mat here. Walk your hand back. Press it into the mat. Reach up for your twist again. And exhale down to tabletop pose. Tuck your toes under here and press your bottom up into the air for downward facing dog. You can pedal your feet out here. This is your first down dog. Your feet can be as wide or as narrow as you'd like. You can pedal the feet. You can move that movement to the knees, the ankles, the thighs, the hips. You can really exaggerate it if you'd like. And when you're ready to find stillness, press into the mat with those fingertips, with the pads of the hands. Inhale the heels into the air and exhale, bring the feet down, reaching towards the mat. And breathe here. Lift the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Check in with your hips, make sure they're even. Check in with your hands. Do you have equal weight or the best of your ability in both? Breathe here, stretching that leg back behind you. You can start just by rotating that ankle into a little circle, then the knee, then maybe the thighs. Then really, I'm kidding. And really making a big exaggerated circle with that right leg. Make sure you do both directions. Just any way you need to. When you're ready to come to stillness again in three-legged dog, we'll bend that knee, bring the foot towards the bum, and open up the hips here. Breathing here, opening the hips. See if you can stretch the sides of the side body here. Exhale, bring your leg back down. 3 breaths in downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, lift that left leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Breathing here, reaching that heel high into the air. You can point the toe if you'd like, or keep the foot flexed. Check in with the hips, make sure they're even. And then just start by rotating the ankle, then the knee. Then you can make a big, exaggerated circle with your leg. Make sure to go both directions. When you're ready to find stillness, lift that leg up in the air again for 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, pull the heel towards the bum, and open up the hips. Breathing here. And when you're ready, you can come back into downward facing dog. And you can hop or step towards the front of the mat. And we'll come into a forward fold. This is your first forward fold. Your knees can be as bent as deeply or shallowly as you would like. You can start out with deeply bent knees. And as you relax, straightening your legs out, maybe on each exhale. Breathing into the back of the thighs. Pulling that belly button towards the spine. Make sure you're not retching your neck. Make sure you can nod your head yes, you can shake your head no. Placing your hands on your shins, come into a nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, folding forward, last forward, well, not last forward fold, last long forward fold, really getting deep into here. You can grab your big toes with your peace fingers if you'd like, and just bend those elbows out, pulling your top half of the body towards the bottom half of the body, okay? Okay. There you go. Release your hands and gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of your mat. I know. Nope. Okay. Inhale the arms up into the air. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands, place the right leg back behind you, low lunge. We'll drop that back knee. Release your toes. Place the feet on the top of the mat. Inhale up for Anjaneyasana. Gaze at your thumbs for a gentle back bend. Breathing here. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck those back toes under, come back into a low lunge. Lift your arms up in the air for a high lunge. Exhale, hands through heart center here. We're gonna hook the right elbow over the left knee. Press your hands into each other, your elbow against your knee, and lift your body into that twist. The harder you press against your knee, the more you'll twist. Breathing here. On your next inhale, you can come back to center. Ooh. Come back to your your high lunge. Exhale, plant your hands. Kick that left leg back to meet the right. Downward facing dog. Inhale into plank pose. Lower your knees. Ooh. Chest and chin to the mat. Inhale forward for low cobra. And exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Inhaling the right leg into the air. Exhale, bring that heel towards the bum. Inhale, open up the hips. And exhale, swing the knee forward so it's in between your hands. Low lunge on the other side. Drop that knee down. Bring the top of the foot to the mat, and we'll inhale up for Anjaneyasana. Gaze at the thumbs for a gentle back bend. Exhale your hands back to the mat. Tuck those toes under and come back into your low lunge. Inhale up for a high lunge. Hands at heart center. We're going to hook the elbow over the knee again and twist to the other side. Breathing here in your low lunge twist. Your next inhale, you can come back to high lunge. Plant your hands back down on the mat for low lunge. Kick that front foot back to meet the back. Downward facing dog. Breathing here in down dog. On your next inhale, roll forward to plank pose. Drop your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for low cobra. Exhaling, pushing back. Downward facing dog. You can step, or hop to the front of the mat so you're in a forward fold. Place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to stand. And standing in mountain pose at the front of your mat. Give yourself a glass of water. All right. Sun salutation. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands. Right leg back, low lunge. Left leg back, plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg in the air. Bring it forward, plant your foot in between your hands. Did I do that right? No. Bring that back foot up to meet the front. Forward fold. Hands on shins, nice long flat back. Folding forward, exhaling. And inhaling, coming up to stand at the front of the mat. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, opposite foot back behind you, low lunge. Right leg back to meet the left, plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling forward for low cobra, and exhaling, pressing back into downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog, 3 deep breaths. When you're ready, you can step up to the mat. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. And inhaling up to stand. All right, sun salutations B. Inhaling your arms up. Exhaling, folding forward. Plant your hand. Oh, sorry. Inhale, nice long flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. And take that right leg back behind you so you're in a low lunge. Nice, comfortable low lunge. We'll bring the hands up into the air. So you're in a warrior 1. Nope, you're in a high lunge with your arms in the air. Rotate that back foot down so you're in a warrior 1. Exhale your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Make sure that front knee is at a 90-degree angle. And then exhale forward, bringing your shoulder towards your knee. Breathing here. Inhaling your chest back into the sky. You can release your arms into the air for warrior 1. Exhale, frame that front foot again. We'll kick the front foot back to meet the back foot. Downward facing dog. Breathing 3 breaths in down dog, or tabletop or child's pose, whatever's more comfortable. On your next inhale, we'll roll forward to plank. Drop your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. Exhaling, pressing back into downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. Bring the right leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, float your leg forward in between your feet, in between your hands. Help it if you need to. So now we're in a low lunge on the opposite side. Inhaling up for a high lunge, arms above your head. Exhale, rotate that back heel down. So you're in a warrior one with the opposite leg out front. Breathing here. Make sure that front knee is at a 90-degree angle. Release your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers with a weird thumb on top this side. And then exhale forward for humble warrior. Breathing here. On your next inhale, shine that chest towards the ceiling again. Release your arms above your head. Exhale, frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to meet the back. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog, or tabletop, or child's pose. On your next inhale, roll forward to plank. Drop your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. And then exhaling, pressing back into downward facing dog. Step, step, or hop to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Place your hands on your shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, roll up to stand. Okay, drink of water. Standing in mountain pose at the front of your mat. Pressing into the mat with your feet. Imagine there's 2 blocks on either side of your ankles. Press them out. Inhale your arms into the air. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Take your right leg back behind you. So you're in a low lunge with the left foot in front. Rotate that back heel down. And inhale up for warrior one. Exhale, open those arms, open the hips, so you're in warrior two with the left foot in front. Breathing here, checking in with your stance. Make sure the back edge of that back foot is glued to the mat. Make sure you're reaching out in either direction with your arms. So you can pull that belly button towards the spine. From here, we'll take that front palm and towards the sky, reach forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Make sure you're not dumping any weight in that back foot or back arm. Make sure you are dumping weight in the back foot. And make sure that front knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. Trying to feel length in both sides of the side body here. All right, from here, a little tricky. If you have blocks or stability, anything for stability, please take it. A wall, maybe you just go in slow motion. But we're gonna take that back leg, arms are back in warrior two arms, and we're gonna try to launch. Well, I don't even know if I can do that. Ugh. Maybe take your stance in about 12 inches. Scoot your legs in together. We'll launch off that back leg and try to come into warrior 3. All right, this is gonna be, so I need blocks because my arms aren't long enough. Your left leg is nice and straight, right leg is straight back behind you. You can fold your body down if you're able. You can touch the ground if you'd like, or you can reach your arms out in front of you. Ooh. If you fall out, come on right back in. No big deal. Option here to go into half moon pose where you open up your hips. Just like in down dog, we open your hips there, open your hips while standing. You can release that back leg down. You can adjust yourself so you're in a comfortable low lunge. We'll kick the front leg back to the back leg so you're in downward facing dog. From here, we'll roll forward to plank. Drop your knees, chest and chin. Inhale for low cobra. And press back down into downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. Your hips a little shake out if you'd like. Make sure you're not wrenching in your neck. Nod your head yes, and shake your head no. Breathing here. On your next inhale, take the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, place the foot between your hands. Get yourself in a nice, comfortable, low lunge. Then we'll rotate that back foot down, inhale your arms up for warrior 1, and exhale, reach out into either direction for warrior 2. Make sure your front knee is tracking over that second toe, not dropping it in or out. Arms are reaching out in either direction. Breathing here. From here, you can place that front palm in the air, reach forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Make sure you're not dumping any weight in that back arm. See if you can pull the belly button towards the spine here and feel length in both sides of the side body. And then you can elongate your arms again for warrior 2. You can adjust your stance, bring that back leg in a little, maybe the front leg in too. Then we'll launch forward for warrior 3. Coming up on that one leg. Again, your arms can be on the blocks, on the mat. You can reach your arms out in front of you if you have super great balance, like Superman. And just breathe here. You can fold all the way forward if you'd like. Your foot can be back behind you and flex. Make sure you're not wrenching in your neck here. Option here to open those hips up for half moon. Foot stays flexed, arms can be supporting you, reaching out to the side, wherever you're comfortable. And you can come back to a low lunge, whatever that means to you, dropping back, adjusting yourself. So you're in a low lunge with your right leg in front. We'll kick that front leg back to meet the back. So you're in downward facing dog again. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next inhale, we'll roll forward to plank pose, dropping the knees, chest and chin. Inhaling for low cobra, and exhaling, pressing back into downward facing dog. You can hop or step to the front of the mat, so you're in a forward fold. Place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, roll up to stand. All right. Standing in mountain pose at the front of your mat. You can inhale your arms up into the air. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands and shoot the right leg back behind you, so you're in a low lunge. Then we'll just walk the hands over and adjust the stance. So you're in a wide-legged forward fold towards the side of your mat. Adjust your feet any way you need to. Make sure they are even. Nod your head yes here, shake your head no. Give your hips a little shake out. Maybe on your exhale, you fold a little bit deeper. You can use your fingers to walk back behind you, pulling the front of your body down a little bit lower. And you can walk those fingers back in front of you. Maybe come up to fingertips and just do a nice wide-legged, long spine, flat back. Breathing here. Options here, you can either walk your fingers over to your right foot and do a nice stretch here, or you can bend that right knee too. You can come down as far as you'd like. I can't go down all the way. Or option, if you'd like to come down on this knee, to pop that opposite leg straight up in the air, flexing the foot. Just breathe here. And then go ahead and glue that opposite foot back down to the mat. Lift yourself all, and then walk to the other side. Doing the same kind of thing, squatting down on that one leg, lifting the other foot into the air. Feeling that stretch in the back of the thigh near the knee. Breathing here. And then plant that foot back down, lift yourself back up so you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Then we'll heel toe the feet together as much as you'd like and come into a squat, whatever that means to you. Heels can be off the mat, on the mat. You can place your elbows inside the knees, pressing them out. And just breathe here. Release your hands down, press the bum back in the air. You can heel toe the feet together and come back into that forward fold at the front of your mat. Place your hands on the mat, step back into downward facing dog. Give your hips a little shake out. Inhale the heels into the air. Exhale, pull them down to the ground. And this is the last chance for chaturanga, so we can inhale forward towards a plank. Exhale, lower the knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra, and exhaling, pressing back into downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. You can step back up to the front of the mat so you're in your forward fold. Placing your hands on your shins, long flat back. Exhaling, folding forward. And inhaling, rolling back up to stand. We'll do balance pose before going back into the ground. Okay. So we'll do tree pose. Can you see my legs? Anything else? Okay. So coming into tree pose, you can wake up the bottom of that left or right foot, whichever you want to start with. Pressing that into the mat, putting all your weight on that one leg. You can kickstand that ankle to the heel, place your foot against the calf, or press your thigh, inner thigh against your heel. As long as your foot is not interacting with your knee, you should be fine. Hands can be at your hips, at heart center, or reach into the air, whichever you prefer. Just breathe here. And when you're ready, you can kick your leg out, shake that bottom leg free, give your outside muscle a little rub, and then switch to the opposite foot. Waking up the bottom of that foot, pressing all your weight into that leg. You can kickstand your ankle against your heel against your ankle, press the foot against the calf, or you can press the inner thigh against the heel, as long as your knee and your foot are not interacting. Hands can be at your waist, at heart center. They can be branches blowing in the breeze. Whatever you prefer, just breathe here. You can release your foot from your leg, give both legs a little shake out, maybe rub that muscle. And come into mountain pose at the front of your mat. Inhale your arms up into the air. Exhaling, folding forward. Planting your hands, step to the back. Step both feet to the back so you're in downward facing dog. From here, just lower your knees so you're in tabletop. And then come to the mat on your back. And we'll do my favorite pose, inversions. You can invert any way you'd like. You can put your legs up the wall, which is actually my absolute favorite way to invert. You can take a block and place it underneath the small of your back and lift your legs into the air from there. You can just lift your legs into the air. You can do a full headstand. You can do a full handstand. Do whatever you want. If you're lifting your legs into the air, you can flex your feet. You can point your toes. You can do both. You can get in those toe and ankle stretches that you can get in earlier. Your knees can be bent as much as you want. And when you've had enough of that, you can lower your legs down, come back onto the mat. We'll hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little roll back and forth. And make your way back into downward facing dog. Whatever way is easiest for you. Once you're in downward facing dog, you can lift that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, pull the ankle towards the bum. Inhale, open up the legs. And then exhale, swing that shin forward and come into pigeon pose. Set yourself up nice and comfortable for pigeon. You can support yourself any way you want. Block under the hips. Inhale, shine that chest forward into the air, and then exhale, roll down for pigeon. Breathing here. When you're ready, inhale back up. Press your hands into the mat and come into tabletop pose. Press back into child's pose. Give your hips a little shake out. Maybe rock back and forth. You can come back into tabletop, tuck your toes under, and come back into downward facing dog. Inhaling the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, pulling that heel towards the bum. Inhaling, opening up the hips. Exhaling, swinging that leg forward for pigeon pose. Setting yourself up nice and comfortably. Inhaling that chest towards the ceiling. And then exhaling, rolling down for pigeon. And when you're ready, you can come back up onto your hands. Pressing your hands into the ground, we're going to come into tabletop pose. We're going to do one more active pose before we start groundwork. So go ahead and tuck your toes under, come back up into downward facing dog. We're going to lift the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, bring it forward, but this time we're going to put it on the outside of the hands. So you have hand, hand, foot, lizard pose. So you have the option to stay here. If you have blocks, you can come to forearms on blocks. You can drop that back knee down and really fold yourself down into the mat, releasing the toes if you do drop the knee. And just stretching into those hips, opening up into those thighs, breathing here. Come back onto your palms if you aren't already. Tuck those back toes under, lift that back leg up if it's not already there. We'll just kick that front leg back to the back and come back into downward facing dog. Inhaling the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bending that knee, sweeping the leg forward to the opposite side on the outside of the hands. Lizard pose. Staying here if you're comfortable. You can drop that back knee, release the toes, and fold down to the mat if you'd like. Coming back to the palms. Tuck that back toe under, lift that back leg up, and kick that front leg back to meet the back for downward facing dog. You can roll forward to plank or just drop the knees and wiggle forward, whichever is more comfortable. We're just going to come to laying on our bellies.
Place your forehead on the mat and reach the arms back behind you. Zip your legs up from thighs to toes. Reach your hands back behind you. You can interlace them back behind your back if you'd like. On your next inhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Breathing here. On your next inhale, lift the legs off as well. Breathing here, reaching hands and feet to the back of the room. Find space in your neck. You can release your legs back down, release your hands, forehead to the mat, give your hips a little shake out. Go ahead and bend your right leg, grab your right foot, your right hand, and just breathe here for a quad stretch. Pull your, lift your knee about an inch off the ground if you'd like a deeper stretch. Release your right foot, grab your left foot, your left hand. Breathing here. Lifting that knee off the ground if you need to. Releasing that foot, bending both knees, grabbing for those feet. Inhale, lift your head, neck, and chest into the air. Breathe here. Now your next inhale, kick your feet into your hands and lift your legs off the mat. Release everything down, give yourself a little shake out. You can roll onto your back. Placing your feet flat on the mat, go ahead and windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a rock back and forth again. We'll drop the left leg to the mat. Place the right ankle on the left knee. Lift the left leg back in the air. Reach for the back of the thigh. Pull that in. Pull your thigh towards you while you push the opposite knee away from you with your elbow. From here, you can rotate back and forth. See if you can find a place that's a little bit more stuck, a little bit more sore. Really stretch into there. Release your hands from your feet, release your legs down. Place the opposite ankle to knee, lift that leg in the air, and go ahead and do the other side. Pulling the thigh in, pressing the knee away from you, both feet are flexed. Release both legs down, feet on the mat. Go ahead and windshield wiper the knees back and forth again. Hug the knees into the chest and drop them to one side for your twist. Both shoulders should be on the mat. See if you can imagine me pulling your top hip down towards the bottom of the mat to find space in that side body there. On your next inhale, you can bring those knees back into your chest, come back to center, and exhale, drop your knees to the opposite side. On your next inhale, you can bring your knees back to center. You can reach for the interior of your feet. Extend your legs out for a happy baby. Pulling those knees into your armpits. You can rock back and forth. You can release your feet, release your legs down. Option here to do any last minute poses. You can always bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop out to the side for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining goddess pose. You can hold your thighs for support. You can put blocks under your knees. You can just sit here with your legs out. When you're ready, you can come into Shavasana. Whatever way is most comfortable for you. You can extend your legs out for traditional Shavasana. You can stay in reclined goddess if that's comfortable for you. You can come into a child's pose. You can lay on your side. Whatever way you're most comfortable. Just let go of your breath. Let go of your practice. And just let all you've done seep into your bones and muscles.